these they are called. They are always in tug of war. Always, constantly there is war happening. Who has to win and who has to occupy? So the conventional thing is who will be the king of that heaven, which is full of wealth, riches, so many people and damsels, angels, apsaras, everything. They want to enjoy that pleasure. And normally it is given to Indra and other devas who are considered to follow the instructions of the Parabrahman based on the Brahma's creation. Chaturmukha Brahma. Parabrahman is the ultimate consciousness, supreme. So he would have created Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and all that, and they would have taken care of this entire kalpa, the creation in that kalpa, and under their guidance, the Deva Devatas are also created, and they are performing duties for the welfare of everybody in this universe. Asuras are not very helpful. They take care only of themselves. They are selfish and they harass, and they are not always thinking good. They want to live happily, though they also follow Vedas. They have a teacher called Shukracharya, and they are always in with they are jealous of these devatas, and they want to defeat them. They occupy, they pushed Indra and others, and again, once again, devatas become, the celestial gods become powerful. Whenever the asuras attack, they are very powerful compared to devas, and these devas go and surrender to Brahma, Maheshwara, and Vishnu, and with their help they become powerful. Actually, they are good people compared to asuras. They are good, but strength is not there. ಇದೇ ಬರೋದು. ಒಳ್ಳೆತನಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಒಳ್ಳೆತನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಿಟಿ. ವಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್, ದೈವ ಅಸುರಿ ಸಂಪತ್. What is Daivi Sampat? What is Asuri Sampat? So it aligns with what we are discussing today. So these asuras are very powerful, negatively powerful, negatively charged, and they're very powerful. On the other hand, Devatas are powerful. They have Vajrayudha. Indra has got that Vajrayudha. Everything is there. But still, many times they are not able to match to that power or energy of the Asuras. So but they have very good rapport with Vishnu, Mahavishnu. They go and surrender. He comes as avatar in one way or the other, and we have seen how he has come as Varaha Avatara, how he has come as Kurma Avatara. Today we are going to study Matsyavatar. So likewise, here he has come as Vamana Avatar. Among the Dashawataras, apart from Dashawataras, there are so many avatars. So he keeps coming whenever the Devatas ask. He keeps giving strength whenever the good people, whenever the Sattvika, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತೀವಿ, ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Easiest ways to surrender, and only the Daivi Sattvic quality is able to surrender. It is able to ask for help to God. Other qualities, Asuri gunadalli kadime irtade, very rare, like Prahalada and this Mahabali. So what I'm trying to say is that Asuras again will have a tussle with Devatas, and then at that point of time, Devatas are, they are sent out of their place in heaven. Aditya asks Kashyapa, her husband. Kashyapa prays. He gives her one payovrata madu, please the god. Then she pleases Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu says, don't worry, I will come and take birth as your son, because you have done so much of austerity, tapas, and vrata you have done. You have been devoted, you have surrendered. So I shall help you anta heli. He will take birth as Vamana, a small dwarf. It is just to, create a kind of illusion for Mahabali, and Mahabali will be performing a great yajna, and he, in some form, it's actually a deceit only. He will deceive him. He'll come as Vamana and assume Virata Purusha. We have seen. He will ask for, since you are giving charity, give me 3 feet place. So Mahabali has the earth and the heaven. Where shall I place the 3rd foot? So he says, you have not kept up your promise. You promised me you will give 3 feet space, but I don't have space for the 3rd one. So you go to hell. And also Mahabali says, you don't have the 3rd place. Put your foot on my head. He will be so he will be guided by his guru, his colleagues, everybody, that you should not agree. Even if you have promised, take back that promise. Don't, because he appears to be some kind of a person who is uh, similar to Vishnu. So don't yield to that. Anta, they will warn him. But Mahabali sticks to his promise and he agrees. And then he gives his head and he agrees to go to Patala. Actually, Sutala. Sutala is another realm in Patala only, which is better than all the other nether worlds, lower worlds. And there, nobody will disturb him. So now that we had seen. So he says, Vishnu Vamana says, you have not kept up your promise. Therefore, you have to go to Hell. So before that is what it is. Now Bali, he does not feel insulted. So actually, the Bhagavata itself says, even though thus deceived, hmm, uh, deceived ಅಂತಾನೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ in many ways, and uh, because of his generosity, Mahabali is taken advantage of, even even though he knows that Vamana was a small dwarf, and I assumed he will have little space, and I agreed, but little did I know that he will become into Virat Purusha. And though they had advised, Shila Gottidruno, he will not be perturbed, because somewhere he gets to know that Vamana is not no ordinary Brahmin. He is Mahavishnu himself. Adike, Shuka is telling now in his conversation, even though Mahabali was thus deceived, he remained unmoved. Ninu chikkavniddi, you are so small, now you have become big, and you are telling that I have not kept up my promise. Any ordinary person would have spoken like this. You are telling me I have not given. Actually, you have cheated me. Anta helbodagittu. But Mahabali knows that when he is not an ordinary Brahmin, he is a great tapasvi. Not only that, he seems to be Mahavishnu himself. So there will be a purpose. Anta heli, then he will accept it. And he says, he replies, he stays unmoved and replied without any of depression. There is no, there is absolutely no repentance, no regret, no frustration, nothing. He's as calm as he was. And he says that you are, Bali tells him, you are the divine person Vishnu himself. I have understood that. And if you think that you want to make me, go back to my promised words, no, I am not going to go back. I know you are divine, and equally, I am very much determined to stick to my words. So, I am not going to change. You please put me wherever you want to put me. Put the third step on my head. And this disrepute, andre apakirti barabardu nanige. That is, going to hell is better than, becoming a liar or getting a disrepute. ದೊಡ್ಡ ರಾಜರಿಗೆ they want to be remembered historically. If generations to come, nobody should remember Mahabali as a great liar. So I want to be remembered as a person of words. So put me down. I don't mind. Anta, he will accept it. And he will say, his conversations are very important. He says, you have given me punishment. And this punishment, what a divine person, divinity is personified. You are Vishnu himself. So, ನಿನ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ತರ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is a great blessing than taking punishment from anybody else, any ordinary person. You are the one who has given me this punishment, because this your punishment by the divine is always for spiritual elevation, because Mahabali has lot of legacy from Prahlada. Is Prahlada's grandson. So he says, taking punishment from you is a privilege. It is a blessing, because it aids in spiritual evolution. ನಾವೇನ್ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ದೇವ್ರು ಇಷ್ಟು ತ್ರಾಸ್ ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ದೇವ್ರು ಇಷ್ಟು nobody, actually there is no punishment by the God. It is our own karma. But the law of karma is designed by the God. So ದೇವ್ರ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ದೇವ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟ, ದೇವ್ರ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಗೆದ್ದ. ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ಕಥೆ ಒಳಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ becomes angry and he curses, he punishes. So that's as per their karma. Whenever there is an ego going up, inflated ego ಆದಾಗ, fall is guaranteed as per the law of karma, but it will appear as though God is angry and he is punishing us. So here in that context he says, you have punished me to go down, but I know it is for my spiritual elevation, because otherwise, who has given me through this downfall, you have given me an enlightenment. You have enlightened me by giving punishment. Like Kunti says, whenever we get this punishment, whenever we are not having good time in our life, if we are also spiritual seekers, then we must be elated according to this. We must feel happy. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ಬಂದ್ರೆ, and if we are spiritual seekers, we should be very happy, because that will make us more enlightened. And for spiritual seekers, for those who starts following this path, more obstacles will come, because that is the way God is showing his grace ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. If whether in your profession you are not able to remember, you are not doing your performance well, that means go more towards divine. Go more towards you are not able to perform well in your profession, or you are facing some kind of problem with people around, or situations, financial crisis. Financial will be the first one, it comes today. So he says that if you had not shown me this downfall, how would I be enlightened? Antanan Papa. And always we will be blinded, and with this infatuation caused by prosperity, wealth, idu bandu, we cannot even think of God. We will not God and other people. Arrogance will come. Asuri bhavana, all asuri qualities will come whenever there is extraordinary wealth, except under certain special situations. God says, wherever there is grace, there are few people, though they are so wealthy, so knowledgeable, very high position, still they are down to earth and humble. That means there is a divine grace. That means they have done extra effort to keep themselves grounded, to keep themselves grounded. So he says, by the how you have helped us, this is very interesting. He says, you are supreme teacher to asuras also. You have given enlightenment through downfall. Otherwise, we would have got blinded in the prosperity. And some of us, most of the asuras are antagonistic to you. Last class I'll discuss madidve. They hate you. Asuras hate you. In that hatred itself, you are trying to give them some grace, because he has spoken in Bhagavat, earlier shlokas it has come. Krishna says, ಯಾರು ನಾರದರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಗ ಹಿರಣ್ಯಕಶಿಪು ಹಿರಣ್ಯಾಕ್ಷ ಅವರಿಗೂ there is liberation. Vandu, they were Jaya Vijay, who were gatekeepers. Apart from that, anybody who is constantly hating God is also a type of remembering him. That also will lead to liberation. That is a point Bali is bringing. So either when we surrender to you, you help us. By surrendering, you help us, or you will show us our downfall and give us all problems, so that we understand the reality and come back to you. That way also you're blessing us. Third thing is, you are making us, some of the asuras, you have made us, he's referring to his ancestors, so great grandfathers, you make them so antagonistic. That is your creation, so that they keep hating you, and every moment they hate you. That way they remember you, and that is the way you want them to remember you and liberate them. So nindu apara mahima ide anta heli he says that I am not at all ashamed or aggrieved that you have tied me with Varuna's cord. Varuna avani katti hakirtane, gatti, he cannot move. So no problem, I will accept it. And through this situation, I have been brought very close to you. Indian ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ Mahabali, he is saying, after depriving me of my prosperous state, you have brought me so close to you. Indian ಬೇಕು, and I am okay with this ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದ comes there. Prahlada arrives. Prahlada is there in a subtle body. He comes there. And when he comes, Bali bends down. He cannot bow down with hands, because his hands are all tied. He will just bow down. And Prahlada also, Vamana is there. All the other people are there. Brahma also would have come. And other asuras are there, Shukracharya, and Bali is there. So Prahlada says, Vishnu, Mahavishnu, I bow down to you. And he addresses. Iga, Mahabali had occupied the Indrahood. He had occupied that heaven. Now that also was yours only. Everything is yours. You only had bestowed him because ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಅವನ ಇಚ್ಛೆಯಿಂದ ಆಗೋದಲ್ವಾ, ಅದು ಅವಂದೇ ಆಯ್ತು. Now you have deprived. So this will be in the, this will do good for him in the long run. And ಅದು ಇವನು ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. He has now, this my grandson, he has been bereft of prosperity, and therefore he will lose his pride, and the blindness of pride, which comes as a consequence of prosperity, affects even a man who is learned and established in self control. So, Vivekananda's one statement is that when lot of problems come to us, we become very grounded. We start looking for, solutions. We meet holy people. They tell us to do, get closer to God. Prayers ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Then we become so deeply involved. God listens to our prayers. Everything good will happen. Then we will learn more about spiritual. Maybe we become more, we or anybody, control of senses, so learned spirituality ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ we will start getting prosperity also, and we become established in meditation. ಅದು ಇದು ಆಗ್ತದೆ. But if there are lot of other materialistic wealth and prosperity which starts growing along with your spiritual growth, which is divine grace, in that case what happens is, at that point of time, so when that happens, at that point of time, anybody can become very, very egoistic. This is also a kind of divine play only. So what happens is, God will listen to your prayers. He will solve your problems. Acute. ಇವಾಗ ಆದಿತಿಗೆ, she wanted that her sons are all displaced from heaven. ಇಂದ್ರ ಲೋಕದಿಂದ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು, ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವಾಪಸ್ they should all enjoy the wealth which they actually deserve. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ ಅವಳು ಆದಿತಿ. So Vishnu says, okay. So that is how he listens to her prayers, and he says in his statement, whenever somebody asks me with lot of surrender, love and devotion, commitment, I grant those boons. ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನವನು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ, because you would have done so much of good work, and you will advance in spirituality also, you will become a very self-controlled person. Very, very well. But prosperity ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ, anytime a man can fall. That is what he says. And who is a man who can keep level-headed? Yeah, he says, level-headed in prosperity. So they say, no, test a person, how he behaves. Everybody is good. When he occupies a chair, higher position, or wealth, or qualification, that will be testing time for him. Alva? When he occupies a very high position, how he behaves with the same colleagues with whom he was actually moving around. Now he occupies as a HOD or a very high principal or director or something. Then how does he behave with his colleagues who are actually good colleagues? That decides. So prosperity bandaga, actually it's a testing time. Adane ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So avaga they forget that and they again become arrogant. So now it had happened to Mahabali. We discussed last time also. Mahabali had become arrogant. He was claiming too much, and he had occupied, displaced all devtas and all that, and that is the reason ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಚತುರ್ಮುಖ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ. Again I'm making it clear. Chaturmukha Brahma is a creator, but he himself is created by Parabrahma, Vishnu and Parabrahma, Vishnu and Brahma. So Brahma says that he tells Vishnu that he doesn't deserve this kind of treatment. Yaro Mahabali. So ಎಲ್ಲಾನು, why don't you release him ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. He has made proper offerings. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನಲ್ಲ ವಿಶ್ವ ವಾಮನ. Why don't you release him? Why do take back your this thing and give back? Let him not go to Patala. Let him not be bound. Give him some kind of, be kind to him. Anta Brahma says. So Vishnu says now, Brahma, if I really want to bless somebody, I will first take off their wealth. ಇವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಯಾರನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ, even in our reels and Instagram also somebody had posted this, if I really want to bless, Padmaja was asking, no, karma, what is the effect of karma? So supposing you are doing very sincere devotion, spiritual practice, whatever, whether you meditate or do japa or puja or whatever, and do good things to people, serve people, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ it is your good karma. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ what is the outcome if we are expecting that ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ದೇವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ? There are others who are not doing anything, still they are so wealthy. So actually, when the wealth is taken away by a spiritual speaker, he says, that will make them come towards me. Wealth makes man proud and arrogant, as a result of which in Mahabali's case, wealth made him proud and he insulted the world. Led to insult of the world as well as myself. So, if you find a man free from pride and arrogance in spite of favorable circumstances, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ದೇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, still they are doing so much good to others, and still they are down to earth, they surrender to God, they're always doing japa, rich Janakarajan example andre, he says, if you find if you find a person free from pride and arrogance in spite of being in favorable circumstances in respect of birth, that means they are born in a very high class, in terms of work, age, beauty, learning, wealth, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ, ಸಮೃದ್ಧಿ, everything is there, still you find him to be so down to earth and Daiva Bhakta, divine qualities. If you find in him, then you know that, you learn that it is only my grace. My grace andre bhaktiಯಲ್ಲಿ we say we surrender and his grace. Scientifically, if you speak, as we say, when we surrender, that ego, when it comes down, it opens up the consciousness which is within, very high energy, high frequency, we vibrate with very, very high frequency because we surrender. The lower self also has a frequency. If that starts thinking negatively, it vibrates at a different frequency. If it starts thinking positive, surrender, humility, all the daivi sampat which we discussed in Bhagavad Gita, no, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಸತ್ಯ, ಅಕ್ರೋಧ, and arjava, uprightness. There are 26 qualities, divine qualities of divine qualities described by in the 16th chapter. Adella ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ the grace will flow, because that, as I said, that frequency matches with it goes close to the frequency of the consciousness which is within and which is outside, that supreme consciousness. Avaga, that is considered as grace. So then we become, we will not dare to cross that, because we enjoy being in that bliss. We enjoy helping others. We enjoy not getting angry. We enjoy being very calm, soft spoken, not hurting others. Ahimsa. But first ahimsa ne bartade. Ahimsa, truth, ella bartade. All qualities will start coming. Avaga divine grace will always be there. Wealth barli bidli. Nanna objective eno, nanna uddesha eno. I have to be down to earth, serving people, and have daivi sampat, divine qualities. So that will be it. So he says, whoever is devoted to me, so even if they are born as asuras, because he says, see, so such was the case with Dhruva, Prahalada and others. Andre asuri clan ಒಳಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ, if they follow this, then my grace is there ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವಾಗ Mahabali had, he had conquered. Actually, Mahabali is one of them. He had conquered my Maya also. He says that. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ arrogance ittu, illa annodilla. By and large, he had conquered my Maya also, which is very difficult for anybody to overcome. So, when reduced to poverty, expelled by his position, put in fetters by the enemy, deserted by friends, scolded and cursed by his preceptor, Mahabali still did not break his promise. So my special grace is there, and I am giving him a boon, which is not easy for even Devata. So he says he will become the Indra in the age of Manu Savarni. Munde ಆಗ್ತಾನ ಅವನು Indra. ಈಗ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಅವನು. He sends him to let him live in Sutala. Sutala is one other, Atala, Patala, Sutala, Talatala, and one 7 realms are there. So let him live there. My grace will be there. Nobody will harm him. ಅದೊಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾನ ಅವನು. Ali Sutala, and he in fact tells Prahalada, you also go and stay with him, with your grandson. So Mahabali goes with all his dependents, so teacher, or everybody moves to Sutala, and he says, I will always offer protection to you. And not only that, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, any, see, residing there amidst daityas and danavas, you will go to Sutala, you will live with those people, you also are likely to again develop that asuri tendency. Aita? Then they all will be weakened by the conscious of my divine majesty. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ನಿನಗಿದೆ, it will not affect you. ಎಷ್ಟು it is so powerful for us also. Mahabali asuras represent our negative thoughts, and constant remembrance, constant surrender is required to solve our day-to-day problems, to prevent us from doing wrong karma, prevent us from doing. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಮಾಡದೇ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, when we remember him, constantly we are aware, him or good thoughts, positivity, higher frequency, higher quantum energy, what I'm saying. ಅದ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, even if there are some frequencies outside, they will not bother you. There are negative frequencies and positive frequencies out in the environment, because so many thoughts are taking place in the human mind, so many thoughts, plus there are effect of the planets, grahagalu, pitrus, ಏನೇನೋ. So the mind is always under the influence of our own thoughts and the external influence. So constant remembrance of this consciousness, even if we want to call him as consciousness or divine, that will help us to protect ourselves from our own negativity that comes from our previous samskars, vasanas, and all that. Also from external influences. Vannanje Govindacharya, last time I had referred, no? He always tells that every person's behavior is by his swabhava, prabhava. Swabhava is your own innate nature. Prabhava is the influence of others, good and bad. People may appear good, but their thoughts may not be pure. And it is likely to influence you. Every second we are influenced by so many things that are happening. If we have this divine, so how he tells Mahabali, you see, amidst daityas and danavas, we cannot rule out the daitya danava thoughts right now around us. Maybe people who are with us, or there may be some floating energies. So if we remember divine always with our spiritual practices, it is a great protection. It will repel, but it has to be very strong. Continuous, consistently. ನೆನಪಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅನ್ಬೇಕು, ನೆನಪಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. We must not forget him for even a single minute ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. This helps in every way, every other way. ಅಂದ್ರೆ our personality development at any age. It need not be that we will become sadhus, because today we have another young person, Chetan. Chetan is there, huh? Vitra, idara. Are you there? Ha, Dr. Chetan has joined. Mallikarjun's friend. You're postgraduates. So, very young. So, I feel so happy to see Suvarchala, Mallikarjun and Chetan, because young age alle tilkombitre, you are very lucky that you have interest also, and you are taking interest in joining, because at this age, if you can grasp and implement in your life, life will be very smooth. Andre ups and downs idru, no, you will not be affected by that. So that is a very, you have a great blessing, I should say, all three of you. Others also, obviously, but they are at very young age. They have got opportunity also, and they have interest also. Now, what happens is Bali and Prahalada, there are hymns, and then Vamana. That ends the story of Mahabali. And as Padmini had suggested, and Anand sir helidru, madam, Medha madam had told, no, Bali Padyami is for both. Onam is also to celebrate. It is a boon given to Bhagavat Purana bandila, innella bandide anta. And some other Purana it has been mentioned that Mahabali, because of all this, he says once in a year you can come and see your subjects anta. So Onam is celebrated in Kerala, and Bali Padyami we celebrate Vamana's victory also, and also Mahabali's appearance. That also is considered like Onam ante. So both theories are there. It is, however, not given in this Bhagavat Purana, which we are referring to, Swami Tapasyananda's translation. So now Vamana goes back, he gets all those people. Indra occupies, and Vamana is crowned as Upendra, Indra's brother owner. He is also born to Aditi, no? After her prayers and all. Indra is already born, so now he is brother of Indra, so he becomes Upendra. And he ಶುಕ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ವಾಮನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಚುವಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್. ಯಾವುದು ಮಹಾಬಲಿ ದಾನ ಕೊಡೋ ರಿಚುವಲ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಶ್ವಮೇಧ ಯಜ್ಞ. And I have come and I have interrupted. So Shukracharya, who is the guru of Maha Asuras, Daityas, says, go ahead and complete the rituals which I have disturbed. Shukracharya is also devotee of Vishnu only. He says, Kai Mugud ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, that it is good, it is, yes, we have to complete. But what, when you yourself are here as Mahavishnu, what is the role of these rituals? So it has no place. When everybody has recited your name, Mahabali helidru, Prahalada helidru, Brahma helida, we also chanted. So when we recite your name, there is no role of such rites and rituals. But you have asked me to do, it's your command, I will complete. Anta Shukracharya. Shukacharya is different. Shukracharya is different. Shukracharya is the guru of these Danavas and Daityas. Shukacharya is son of Vedavyasa, who is actually narrating this to Yudhishthira. Shukacharya is a great saint, very, very big, this one is saint. So, ಅವ್ರು ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು then ಇವರು Vamana goes and he stands there protecting Indra for that Manvantara. So that is Vamana story and Mahabali. It ends there. Now we come to chapter 24. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ಸ್ಯಾವತಾರ. ಇದು chronologically it follows at Manvantara only, but I am not getting into those details. Whatever is relevant, because it's quite an elaborate thing. Maybe I will, once we complete the entire Bhagavat, I will revise with Manvantara, where which story comes in which Manvantara, right? So what happens is, your Yudhishthira is asking, Raja Parikshit asked Shuka, can you tell me about something about how Mahavishnu has taken avatar as fish, Matsyavatar, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಶುಕ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, there is something called pralaya. Pralaya is dissolution. The whole creation, no, it follows a pattern. It gets created, it's each kalpa lasts for several crores of years. ಎಷ್ಟು crores ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 31,104 crores of years. I have taken this figure from Bananjay Govindacharya's talk. 31,104 crores years ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮಹಾಪ್ರಳಯ ಆಗೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. The way the creation starts is Parabrahman, there is nothing in the beginning. Beginning under continuous cycles are happening. How the creation starts? Initially, nothing is there. He is just in a slumber. Yaru Parabrahman, Brahmanda, sumne kutirtan. Then Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, anta, more qualities. They are all the potential of creation from where it starts. They are all in an equilibrium. Some proportion is there. Then slight tilt happens. Means Bhagavat Ichha. The Parabrahman thinks that creation should start. Then he brings Mahamaya, Mahattattva. Mahattattva is a principle of creation. And from there starts all these elements of Pancha Mahabhuta and all. I will not get into those details. So like that it starts. And that is a big creation. In that cycles of creation anta bartade. ಆ ಸೈಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯುಗಗಳು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಚತುರ್ಯುಗ. ಯಾವ್ದದು? ತ್ರೇತಾಯುಗ, ಸತ್ಯುಗ, ತ್ರೇತಾಯುಗ, ದ್ವಾಪರ ಯುಗ, ಕಲಿಯುಗ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಗೇನ್ 4 ಯುಗಾಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಯುಗ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 14 ಮನ್ವಂತರಾಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ 1 day of Brahma is equal to 432 crore years and 1 day of Brahma. ಅವನು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಆಗೋ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ನೈಮಿತ್ತಿಕ ಪ್ರಳಯ. ಅವನು 1 day the night becomes a pralaya. That's a temporary pralaya. But when his lifespan of 100 years, which is equal to 31,104 crores, at that time Mahapralaya happens. Mahapralaya ಆದಾಗ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ವಿಷ್ಣುನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ ಶಿವನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. Everybody recedes back to that original Mahat Tattva, only to come back. Andre, that means, is that our liberation? No, it's not. We will go back with all our subtle bodies. We'll come back again in the next creation because our karma has to get exhausted. Anyway, now in one such naimittika pralaya, andre Brahma malagtane, malagbiಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡಲೇ he sleeps, he dozed off, he will doze. ತುಕ್ಕಡಿಕೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಆವಾಗ they say the Vedas will fall off from his mouth. ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು explanation ಇದೆ, I'll tell you. That Vedas is taken by Hayagriva Asura. To get back those, there is Matsyavatar. But how it proceeds, there's a very interesting story. Most of you know about this. There was a king, also Rishi. So king and Rishi, andre we call him as Raja Rishi. Because somewhere they have mentioned, here they have mentioned as king. But he will be like a sadhu only, like a Rishi. So he will be doing regular practice. Idu Ikshwaku Manvantarad ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತದಂತ. So he is doing one. ಇದು ಎದ್ದು ಕೂಡಲೇ ನದಿ ಸ್ನಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೂರ್ಯನಿಗೆ he will give offering. They will take the water, chant ಗಾಯತ್ರಿ ಮಂತ್ರ. ಸೂರ್ಯನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಓಂ ಭೂರ್ಭುವಸ್ವಃ ತತ್ಸವಿತುರ್ವರೆಣ್ಯಂ ಭರ್ಗೋ ದೇವಸ್ಯ ಧೀಮಹಿ ಧಿಯೋ ಯೋ ನಃ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಂಗ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ a small fish comes in his hand, very small fish. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. Then that fish will come to the surface and it will start speaking. Oh king, have mercy on me. Don't leave me here. The bigger sharks and others will eat me. Protect me. ಮತ್ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. Take me to your home ಅಂತ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತದೆ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು he will put it in his kamandalu and then he will go home. There he will put it in a bigger container. The minute he puts, within no time it will grow. Then he finds, what is this happening? He says, king, take me out of this. I'm not getting suffocated. Put me in a bigger place. He takes it and puts it in maybe a bigger tank. ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದನೂ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳೆದ್ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. Overnight it will start growing. Then he takes it and puts it in a small pond which is in his house. Then again it grows very big it will stretch itself to the limits of that pond. Then he says, ಇನ್ನು ಇದು ಆಗೋದು one more river he takes. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಬೆಳೆದ್ ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, huge. Then they take it, all his attendants and all, they take the fish and put it in the ocean. Again, you want to put me in this ocean? You know that I'll get, eaten by big sharks. I told you. Avaga, he will go down before that fish and he says, I think you are no ordinary fish. You represent something big, and I suspect you are Mahavishnu himself. Oh Lord, tell me what I am supposed to do. Avaga, that fish tells him that pralaya is going to happen because Brahma will, after 7 days, Brahma is going to doze and Vedas are going to idara ಆಗ್ತದೆ. And next month, this one will pralaya ಆದಾಗ everything gets destroyed. That has to happen. At that point of time, I want you to take all the herbs, vegetations and everything, other seeds, roots, put it in the boat which I am going to bring, and take the Saptarshis who are here, Rishis who are doing penance, who are always, they continue for years together to carry that knowledge, jnana. So auranna, you should preserve them, take them along with you, take your people along with you who are all here along with you, take them into that boat, take all this, and I will come again in this form, huge fish anta bartini, and you will have to tie that boat to my horn, which is here now, antenna, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು antenna ಇರ್ತದೆ ಆ ಫಿಶ್ಗೆ, single antenna, with Vasuki, just like we have seen Vasuki, which we used for churning the Mandara mountain for Samudra Mathana. No? So he says, use that and tie, and I will lead. I will take the entire boat. I will traverse the whole of this pralaya, which will be seen as a stormy thing and full of water gushing here and there. But since you have done so much of good karma and devotion, I will protect you and your people. I will protect you and take you safely to a place. After, for a long time, we will be traveling in this water, the water of pralaya. But you should not be afraid. I will take you very safely. But these 7 days, you have to do some tapas anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. So ಇವನು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು with those rishis, he will sit and do lot of meditation on Mahavishnu. And as predicted, 7th day, Brahma dozes, pralaya starts, the Vedas are taken away. Vedas are actually the not in the books, it is the verbal utterances of Brahma. Vedas are not, they were organized by Vedavyasa. They were categorized, organized, compiled by sage Vedavyasa. But actually they come out as utterances from Brahma. So why it happens like this anta amele ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. But this is what is grossly described. And when those Vedas come, Hayagriva, Asura, Hayagriva anta Asuranu idare, Hayagriva Avataranu ide. There are two components to this, but here we are referring to Hayagriva Asura. He will take away those Vedas. The whole world goes into a state of ignorance because there is no Vedas there. And of course, Pralaya. So this is between two Manvantaras. It is the period of 1500 years between Ikshwaku Manvantara and Vaivasvata Manvantara, in which we are now. Manvantara is a phase which is ruled by Manu. There is Manu now. Vivaswan, Vaivasvata Manvantara ಈಗ ಅವನು ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸತ್ಯವ್ರತ, ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಸತ್ಯವ್ರತ. ಸೊ he now when this pralaya comes, slowly the fish arrives. He sees golden color, huge fish, 1 lakh yojanas. Yojana was a unit of distance at that time. It is equivalent to several kilometers. Anthadu 1 laksha yojana antadardu length. It will come huge in this thing. Everybody standing there, and just in time, that fish would have brought that boat. That boat opens up its gates. Everybody rushes there. First, the Satyavrata with his sages, they all go there, enter, and all the people enter. And immediately, Vasuki also comes along with the fish. And Satyavrata with his people, he will use that long fish and ties it to the antenna of that Matsya. And that Vasuki, which is tied to the antenna and to the boat. So as the fish moves, it pulls the boat. That boat is also huge boat. This boat will actually become a land after the pralaya ceases. Pralaya ನಿಂತ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಬೋಟ್ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, that gets converted into land again. Jambudvipa, earth ಅಲ್ಲಿ Jambudvipa, and other 7 continents, it becomes land for people to survive. So that is a next Manvantara ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಳಯ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ next Manvantara ಆ ತರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. And in that 1500 years, what happens is the Matsya Avatara, Vishnu, gives Jnana to, he gives Atma Jnana on the way. 1500 years ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ through those waters, and he protects with the Jnana also. He gives him, and that is called Matsya Purana. 6 hours talk ಇದೆ Bananje Govindacharya ಅವರು. I need to listen to that. What is Matsya Purana? Matsya Purana is talking about same Atma Jnana, Atma Darshana, Sankhya Yoga. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದು. So that is taught by Vishnu in the who is now in the form of fish to Satyavrata, so that he learns during that time, so that he utilizes that when he takes over the next Manvantara as Vivaswan. Vaivasvata Manvantara, Vivasvana on Hesaro. He takes over and he is accompanied by rishis. In between, there will be lot of ups and downs. ನೀರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತದಂತೆ, ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತದಂತೆ. They feel as though everybody feels as though they are going to die and all that, but it doesn't happen. So whatever material they have taken from that land as they left, that is that they take it and establish another empire after 1500 years, and the next cycle of creation andre establishment, it is retained. This clan, this group of people, they are retained as human beings, and the progeny starts and the next manvantara starts. And so that after everything happens, the Matsya becomes, he disappears. Ella jnana kotmele, um, he will not be there, he will go back, that boat becomes the land ante. And as he goes back, he will slay that demon Hayagriva and gets back the Vedas. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ the description Bhagavat Purana ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ವೇದ. ಸೊ commentators, especially ಬನ್ನಂಜೆ ಗೋವಿಂದಾಚಾರ್ಯ, ವೇದಾಸ್ ಓದು ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತ, ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಇತ್ತೇನೋ, ಡಿಡ್ he swallow them and it came out and he lost? Did he have a shelf where he had kept Vedas? No. Actually, ಅಭಿಮಾನಿ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಇರ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಈ ವೇದಗಳಿಗೆ. There are devatas, god, celestial gods who are taking care of that jnana. Saraswati is in charge, Devi as such. Apart from that, there are many devatas who are protecting the knowledge. These are frequencies, these are energies. So that energy is taken away by Hayagriva. As I said, negativity, no? Asura ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನಂತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ he removes it from the system. Hayagriva removes that knowledge from the system. Vedas are nothing but the knowledge which will protect the goodness in the system. That is taken away by Hayagriva, it seems. So Vishnu, he slays that demon and gets back those Abhimani Devatas who are in form, subtle forms. So those Devatas are restored, who are the energies who protect the Vedas. In other words, maybe they are they are responsible for the continuous presence of these Vedas, hymns and all that in the system, which the rishis will grasp. And then that's how it is transmitted generations together. So it is working in a very subtle level. So commentators say that this avatar, no? So this is how Matsya, this is the meaning of taking away the Vedas. Vedas taking away, Andra, it is not a 3D book or file or something. It is that jnana which has disappeared. So ajnana prevails because of Hayagriva predominating, Asura predominating. And Matsya, through Matsyavatar, there are two, what I should say, objectives of this Matsyavatar. One is that he protects that Manvantara clan. That's one. Second thing is Vedas also get protected, because as the yuga continues, as the creation continues, Vedas are the backbone or fundamentals to guide the people how to live, isn't it? Vedas and Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, they are the very essence based on which we are all continuing. I mean, we live, good people live, and rishis are actually living on that and transmitting that knowledge to all of us. So therefore, that is one purpose. Another purpose was one was to restore the human race. Second one was to get back this jnana. So every avatar has its purpose, and important purpose. Material wealth, and material wealth also is preserved because all those herbs and all that come. Apart from that, jnana is also preserved. Spiritual wealth, knowledge is also preserved. So that was about this avatar. And Satyavrata continues as a next Vaivaswan Manu. He becomes a next Manu. So that completes actually 8th skanda. And one more point I wanted to mention here. So this is how we must understand. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. That completes the chapter 8. And next will be, I wanted to mention another point. These avatars, no, Kurma Avatara, Matsya Avatara, Varaha Avatara, Narsimha Avatara, Mohini, all these are subtle avatars, it seems. They have not happened physically on this earth. They all are conceptual avatars ಅಂತ ಬನ್ನಂಜೆ ಗೋವಿಂದಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. You cannot see. Starting from Parashuram, you can see. Parashuram, Ram, Krishna, Buddha, Kalki. These five, Kalki is yet to come. These five are, they have evidence on this earth happened. But the first five avatars, no, ಸಮುದ್ರ ಮಂಥನ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕಾಣಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪೃಥ್ವಿ ಮೇಲೆ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ರೆಲ್ಮ್, different universe, not universe, different world, I should say, and subtle worlds, conceptual world, which have been conceived by the rishis and presented to us as Purana. So we must believe, because the purpose of that is applicable even for us. For example, fight between devas and asuras is nothing but a fight between our positive thoughts. This can be called as a microcosm. Pindanda, Brahmanda, microcosm, macrocosm, internal milieu, external, ಎರಡು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಜಗಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ದ್ವಂದ್ವ. ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಟೀಚ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಅ ಲೆಸನ್ ಆರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಲೆಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋ? ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ವ, ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಬಂದು ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹೌ ಡೇರ್ ಈ ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಸುರಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ. I have to slay, just like he slayed Deva, just like he slayed these asuras, no, Hiranyakashipu. Alli, it becomes a positive thing. So this way, our discrimination is that which is working constantly in our mind. And whenever we are in dilemma, when the goodness starts feeling low, when you call him, that is nothing but an avatar. When you connect with the God, call him, it becomes avatar. So this is how they explain these conceptual avatars. This concept I have taken from Bannanjay Govindachar's session on Matsyavatar only. Matsya Purana ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ, ಮತ್ಸ್ಯಾವತಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಇದೆ. Very beautiful, because he is one person, particularly in Bhagavat, he gives a very rational description, scientific description. And so that I conclude for today. You can add your thoughts. Anand sir, last time I think you wanted to add something. We